Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to your SmackDown review. After Raw and just the sheer lack of quality build for WrestleMania, the last thing I wanted to do was watch SmackDown, but it's WrestleMania season. Maybe, just maybe, there's something on this show. No, there's not. Let's just come out right away and just basically say it. There was nothing on this show. Yes, Cena advanced the FASTLANE. We didn't get anything from the Undertaker. I see everybody predicting it already. Undertaker will appear at FASTLANE. Very predictable main event coming up for Fastlane. By the way, I mean, do we all know that AJ will retain because they don't want to, risk upsetting the marks. So imagine if we didn't get Nakamurphy and AJ. Imagine if that match didn't happen. The whole internet would say, oh, they're going against the fans. They're going against the fans. When in actuality, they're already going against the fans. Besides that minority that wants to see this, New Japan dream match, whatever it is, all Japan dream match, somewhat Japan dream match. It's a dream match. Nothing would please me more to see somebody like Baron Corbin win the match or have Cena winning the match and the fans would get all bent out of shape. Could you imagine if the match was turned to Corbin and Nakamurphy? I mean, that right there, that would not be a WrestleMania match, but I would laugh for days. I would laugh for months, knowing that the Marks were getting all bent out of shape and all triggered over not getting to see their amazing little. What are you really expecting out of this match? Because you're going to get some stiff kicks. You're going to get some stiff moves from these guys. Is that really what you're looking forward to here? Um, so let's start off. We got Cena asking for an opportunity against, at Fastlane. He wants to be inserted into the match. Daniel Bryan tells him he's going to have to earn it by defeating AJ Styles tonight. We get our first match. It's Baron Corbin defeating Sami Zayn. And I have to say something here. As I'm watching Sami Zayn punching Corbin and he's falling down, does anybody look at this and say this is not a picture I believe? Yeah, a guy the size of Corbin, a guy who's 6'8", getting nailed by a punch by Sami Zayn and he's getting knocked down. Whatever happened to the big guy having the advantage over the smaller guy? Nowadays, it's unless it was Brock Lesnar and AJ, you don't get that. It's like, oh, we don't see size. What is this bullshit that we're seeing? This is totally unbelievable. A guy like Sami Zayn, he shouldn't have to be distracted to lose to Corbin. And what is their gripe with Corbin? What is it that McMahon or anybody else has against Corbin aside from the whole NFL thing and he mouthed it off a little bit too much? Even before that, they still didn't know what to do with this guy. They built him up in NXT. Oh, he's going to be the next Undertaker. He's going to be the next Kane. The announcers were actually saying that about the guy. I even said that was hard to believe, but I said Corbin does look like he could be somebody. He looks like somebody. They need to do something with him. They give him the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal win. He does nothing. He was stuck in just going from feud to feud. Then, he got a little bit, too big for his britches with the whole NFL scandal with the concussions, talking about it. So they quieted him down. They made him lose his briefcase. And they basically ruined this guy. And he just looks like a goof every time he goes out there. I mean, the fact that someone would have to struggle to beat a guy that looks like Sami Zayn is a goddamn insult. Ruby Riot defeated Naomi, so now they're going in the other direction. So it's like now it's the same thing Charlotte did. She's gonna beat everybody on Charlotte's team. So now it's like even Stevens because God forbid we don't have even Stevens booking. God forbid nobody looks 50-50. Like I'm saying, a guy under 6 foot in Sami Zayn going against a 6'8" monster with Baron Corbin. It's like, everything has to be so even. Nobody is an individual. Like I said, there's no characters. There's no individualism on this roster. If WWE wants to be all politically correct and shit, this doesn't seem very diverse to me, that everybody is the same. That they're making every situation the same. Everyone's even. Everybody's 50. This is definitely like what I said, about people saying throwing the belt on Elias right away. When I says I don't want to see Elias be champion. I don't want to see this guy just get the Ziggler treatment. Oh, everybody wants him to be champion. Let's give him the belt and then give him a terrible run with the belt. It was the same thing with Dean Ambrose. Was there a worse championship run than Dean Ambrose's title run? I mean, maybe not as bad as Ziggler's, but for God's sakes, I mean, you want to get, everybody's got to have the belt. Everybody gets a participation trophy. Everybody gets a turn with the belt. I mean, for God's sakes, this is back in the day. Imagine if like Midian won the belt or X-Pac won the belt. Like think about this. There's certain guys that are good, like X-Pac or stuff, but you just couldn't see them as champion. It was like Billy Gunn. He was good, but he just didn't seem like the kind of guy that could be a world champion. He was good. He had a look. He had a presence to him. It's just, I'm not saying that Elias couldn't be champion, but throwing the belt on people right away has already proven that it's not a good thing. I mean, take a look at a guy like Jack Swagger. Here's a guy that held the belt for 6 fucking months. This guy beating Chris Jericho, the first ever undisputed champion. He's not even with the company anymore. And he was jobbing out leading up to his departure. So, this argument about how they should give people opportunities with the belt, I'm not buying into it, because I've seen it for too long. We used to go from a time when there were so many people that were so good, yet they didn't even get an opportunity with the belt, like Roddy Piper, a guy that could have easily been world champion, didn't win the belt. I mean, not everybody's going to get a chance with the belt, because it would cheapen it. And it has been cheapened. Everybody gets a turn with the belt. Every single person is getting an opportunity with the belt. And, and when you start seeing guys like Sami Zayn wrestling for world titles, you get a sense that you need to slow it down and really reevaluate who your main eventers are. So Breeze Dongo is backstage. They remembered that Breeze Dongo existed, and they're talking to an actor from that new show about Biggie's Notorious B.I.G.'s assassination. I didn't really find this funny. I mean, they showed Big E, saying Biggie, like Biggie Langston. I mean, funny, right? I mean, whatever. I mean, the comedy is pretty fucking lame here. They're promoting a show. I get it. There's cross promotion. I understand if they want to do that, but man, this is like, the USA Network should just be embarrassed to just have a skit like this. And I'm sorry, it's not funny anymore. Breeze Dongo has run its course. They've run that shit into the ground. It looked like they were having a lot of fun writing those segments. It was good for a time, but now they've just completely gone off the rails, and it's not good anymore. It's not even close to being good. It's very fucking lame. New Day and the Usos had a standoff in the ring. We're back to this again. We go from the Hell in the Cell now, and now we're just going to have a normal match at FASTLANE. Why not? I mean, that was supposed to be the final chapter in the series, and here they are wrestling again. But Swerve, right? The Bludgeon Brothers come out, and they come out and nothing happens. Nobody lifts a finger. Not only are the Usos and New Day not even brawling, they're just having a stirring conversation in the ring. But the Bludgeon Brothers come out and nothing happens. They come in there and everybody just runs out of the ring. Here the Usos are talking about being hard, and talking about Uso Penitentiary, and they're running away like they're chicken shit heels, and they're not even heels anymore. Like there's some type of tweener, more babyface style characters, and here was the opportunity for the Bludgeon Brothers to come in there and just dominate both teams, and at least you could have told the story there that the Bludgeon Brothers want in on the title scene, but I don't know what they're doing. They want to wait until Mania, whatever the case may be. But this is like the second, third week in a row where they're just showing them and they're not doing anything. And they came out there. They didn't have a match. They just stood there. Everybody gets out of the ring. So what was accomplished here? You had the guys walk out there. There's nobody throwing any punches. There's no brawling. It was uneventful. You had them go out there just so they could make an uneventful appearance. It's like they don't even have a clue how to do anything anymore. I mean, it's like on Raw, you could pinpoint like opportunity after opportunity. You have Ronda Rousey in the ring, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, Kurt Angle, all these elements for an exciting main event segment. And the only action we got was Triple H throwing a fucking well, we were supposed to believe it to be some type of Mike Tyson punch because Kurt Angle sold it like he got hit by a Mack truck. Um, we don't get anything. Braun Strowman dominates five guys, eliminates five guys in the chamber. We expect him to be furious because he got so close to his title opportunity, only for Roman Reigns to rip it away from him. There's, no follow up to that. It's just basically Braun Strowman chasing around Elias. Like, where was the story that was told the night before? And here you have a chance to tell a story here to freshen up your tag title scene, to kind of cover up the fact that you don't even have any tag teams left. The Bludgeon Brothers are the only other team that your champions haven't faced. There's a lack of competition, and you had an opportunity to freshen it up. And I wouldn't have complained. I would have been like, hey, the Bludgeon Brothers have arrived. They're ready to take the titles, but nothing happened. They walked out there. Nothing happened. Great writing, right? This is how you want to write a show, basically. There's nothing worse than an uneventful story. I mean, would you read a book where the story being told, like, nothing happens in it? It's basically like page after page of nothingness. That's what WWE is now. At least on Raw, you had a few good promos. Orton interrupted Bobby Roode's promo. I could have sworn that it was going to be a triple threat match. Where was Jinder? Did he get in trouble or something? He wasn't here. Now all of a sudden it's a one-on-one. I tried looking it up online. I couldn't see anything. Do you guys know anything about that? Jinder was nowhere to be found on this show. I like I said, I thought it was a triple threat match for the title. He's been removed, I guess, or something along those lines. I don't even know. He wasn't there. It was just Orton and Rude, and whatever. Orton's gonna take the title once again. Like he said, he hasn't chased that title in 11 years, but now he's back again chasing it. Why would he go after this title? I've said time and time again. This is a guy that what is he up to? 12 world championships or so? Why would he need to have this belt unless he could do something fun with it like Cena did with the US Open Challenge? Anyway, Nakamurphy defeated Aiden English. Cena meets Nakamurphy on his way out. It's like I'm looking at this guy, and it's what about Nakamurphy makes him special? I'm looking at him wrestling this match. I'm like, he is just so damn boring. There's nothing about this guy. People talk about in the lore and the charisma. What charisma? Because he makes funny faces and he does this. Come on! I mean, what is that? Oh, that's not charisma. I'm not having fun watching him. He's making a bunch of moronic faces now. Granted, they're not as stupid as Stephanie McMahon's faces, but still pretty stupid nonetheless. So like, but the thing is, what shocks me is like this is WrestleMania main event worthy right here. Knock a Murphy, and the only thing they could think to do with him is he interacting with AJ Styles in any way? Well, no. Is there's no build with him at all? No. Um, what is he doing on the show? He's wrestling Aiden English. This is how you want to build up for a big world title match. I mean, this is the belt, like I said, this is the WWE Championship. This is the Hulk Hogan belt. This is the Stone Cold belt. This is the Macho Man belt. And you're going to tell me that you've got like nothing planned for this? You had him win the Royal Rumble. You had him eliminate Roman Reigns. You had him eliminate everybody from this match. And this is all you have planned for him? Like I said, I'm not a Nakamura fan, but damn, if you're going to have this guy win the Rumble, you might want to, do something with him to build up for Mania. This is your Mania guy. This is the guy that you decided to go with from everybody on the roster, both rosters. You deemed Nakamura the savior of the marks. This is the guy that people want to see. And it's just they're just buying time with him, just so they could get to the dream match. And I've got a real big feeling here he's not going to be a world champion. I cannot see it. Can you guys honestly, even the most deep rooted internet marks out there, the big time ROH fans, the All Japan, New Japan, the people that will sit up to 2 o'clock in the morning to watch this shit on Access TV. I don't want to hear it. Oh, he's from All Japan, not from New Japan. I don't really care if he's from CMLL. It doesn't matter to me where he's from. I don't see world champion coming from him. So him being in the match is a waste of time for me. This is not my dream match. I don't sit awake at night dreaming about matches. Well, I guess I would have to be asleep to dream, but you know what I mean. I don't lay awake at night thinking about this match. I don't sleep and dream about some match with two guys from Japan like a lot of you do. Oh, you've been waiting your whole lives for this match, apparently. You've only known about Nakamura for 1 year. You didn't even know who the guy was when he was in Japan. You only heard about him, like me, when he came to NXT. I had no idea who this guy was. There was just a lot of hype around him. I knew who Kento was, but that guy's just a bum in 205 Live now. He doesn't even matter. So you mean to tell me out of all the wrestlers on the roster, Nakamura was your one to go with, and you just have him fucking wrestling these pointless matches? He's not even appearing on most of these SmackDowns. I mean, think about this. So much boring, pointless shit going on SmackDown. You don't even have enough time to show your number one contender, your Royal Rumble winner. You can't even creatively come up with something to make him, have a purpose on the show. This probably is a telltale sign that he shouldn't have won the Rumble. Oh, what's the matter? You're having problems with him because he's not speaking English? And let's do a little tiny rant here on Raw that I really didn't talk about. The fans were booing. They were chanting against Alexa Bliss, because she said that Asuka, she can't understand English. She can't talk English too well. And, here's the thing. It's like you're getting booed as a heel because you're telling somebody that they don't speak English, because the fact of the matter is she doesn't know how to speak English. Like he said, every single time either one of these goofballs talk, I have to sit there for like fucking several seconds after they speak their sentence when they state something, and I have to analyze it really closely. And like, oh, well, he just, he said, see you out there. Oh, what was the thing Nakamurphy said to AJ a few weeks back? He says, just follow my lead. And it just sounded like papa papa. I was like, what is he even saying, this guy? And I sat back and I realized, I was like, oh, well, this is what he's saying. Because I think of words that rhyme, and then I kind of just apply them. And this is but there is, I'm watching a show where I have to decipher what people are saying. The last time I checked, and I know a lot of people are going to get upset by this because you're the type that boos because we can't understand somebody. That I should be booing that person that I can't understand them. How does that make somebody a heel because they're telling them they can't understand them? Nobody can. But you're being the goody two shoes, and you're like, oh, it's racist, for because I can't understand what the wrestler on TV is trying to say. And I have to ask, how is that racist? You watch a show that's in English, by the way. I'm sure it's probably hard. Like if you watch Telemundo and like an American comes on there and starts speaking English, it's probably hard for the Spanish speakers to understand him. Well, no, that probably wouldn't happen because they wouldn't have somebody come on there and start speaking English because it's for people that speak Spanish. And this show is supposed to be for people who speak fucking English. So is it so much to ask? I'm not saying not to have an accent, but would it be so bad to maybe put up fucking subtitles? Have them not in English, but have them speak in Japanese and give us the subtitles. I mean, if you're going to have them come out there, what the fuck is the point? If I can't understand what they're saying in the promo, they're struggling, to speak this language. If it's not working, then try a different approach. Or how about this? Don't do it at all. Would it be so much of a thing to say we made a mistake and try to make some excuse to backpedal off this? I know I'm losing the Nakamurphy fans here. They're going to be like, oh, Brad, you just don't like him. The match is going to be great. Oh, the match is going to be great, right? It's going to go down in history. It's going to be one of the biggest matches of all time, right? We're going to forget about all the great WrestleMania matches, and we're going to say, where was AJ and Nakamurphy all these years? So anyway, let's move on. AJ and Nakamurphy meet on the ramp, and the clear difference of who's a star and who's not is so apparent here. So we get to the match. Cena and AJ, they have a good match like they always do. Cena plants them. Now, the only complaint I'm going to have about this match is how ridiculous some of the spots were. Cena plants AJ through the fucking announce table. He gets up right away and counters into the calf crusher. Like, you're doing a big ass move. He's hitting you with the finisher. He gets right back up and rolls through. And I mean, like, first of all, how many attitude adjustments did Cena hit? At what point did they decide that every single match that Cena's in, no one's going to ever get beat by just one attitude adjustment? Because now it's either they kick out, they recover right away. I mean, that's it. After you get put through the fucking table with the finisher, AJ, I'm sorry, he's not the Ultimate Warrior. He's not Hulk Hogan. He's not The Rock. He's not the fucking Undertaker. He's not Brock Lesnar that could get up after receiving these big moves like this. It's a bit off-putting is what I'm saying. A guy the size of AJ. You guys know I'm a fan of AJ. I've praised him up the ass. But for fuck's sakes, I mean, there comes a time where Cena's going to win anyway. It wouldn't cheapen AJ to have him get beat with a few less moves. I mean, it looks fucking ridiculous half the time. I mean, he's getting everything but the kitchen sink thrown at him, and AJ would not be kicking out of half this shit. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, everybody comes in at the end. Corbin, Zayn, Owens, Ziggler then acts like he's their friend, and AJ, gets hit with the super kick. Cena picks up Ziggler, hits him with the attitude adjustment. So there you go, folks. Cena's in the match. The match is honestly has more meaning to it now that Cena's in it. Um, I mean, like now it doesn't just look like a big jobber fest. Apparently, like I said, you had more star power in the U.S. title match than the WWE title match before this. Now, thankfully, the match actually has purpose. Very, very boring SmackDown. A good main event. It's nice to see Cena. And, this is like what I even said back in the day. Without Cena being there, as much as people bitch, it's very, very apparent how crucial he is to the quality of a show. Just by him being there, the show seems more important. The show is instantly better because he has all these people. Oh, he's a horrible wrestler. Now, let me ask a question. What match was better? The match that AJ Styles had with Sami Zayn a few weeks ago, or the match he had with John Cena? Now, you could argue that they booked the match to be better and whatever the case may be, and they were given more time, but there's one clear cut answer here. The match with Cena was fucking 100 times better. So ask yourselves a question. Who are the better wrestlers here? Is it Owens and Zayn? Or is it Cena? In my opinion, he's better, like 10 times better in the ring than both of those two bums. First of all, they sicken me with their physiques. One is fat, one is just an average fucking looking Joe Schmo. Cena comes in there looking like a movie star bodybuilder. To me, there's no contest. I look at these guys and I see like nobodies. I look at Cena and I see a somebody. So all these people throughout the years who gave Cena a hard time. I mean, yes, there was times when Cena shouldn't have went over in certain matches, and you could argue about this shit for days, and we've talked about it extensively even on this channel. But all I'm saying is that I had the past couple of years have had a newfound appreciation for Cena and what he adds to the show. He might not have the same appeal to me as Stone Cold to The Rock, but I will say, as far as the current era goes, there's like no fucking contest. Cena's one of the best. It really shows him being added to this match. Anyway, this is a really boring show. The video is longer than really warrants it because this show is just, besides the Cena stuff, it's boring as fuck. Nothing good on it. You look at it, you see Nakamurphy just wasting time on here, and he's the fucking Royal Rumble winner. And what do they book him in a match with Aiden English? That's the best that they could think to do with the fucking Royal Rumble winner. Because like I said, they're just buying time because they have nothing that they could do with a guy that doesn't know how to speak English, that has limited charisma, that has nothing to offer except a bunch of fucking stiff kicks. That's the only thing that this guy brings to the table. Anyway, motherfuckers, this has been your YWC champ. A little awkward there. Should have put the belt on a lot quicker. And I'm signing out.